This game is awesome. Oh my god, that is... Whoa! Dude, the arrows coming in are so cool. Let's take a moment real fast. When that arrow came in the door and I stepped back and you heard it hit the ground, that's peak immersion right there. This is so Dark Messiah. I love it. It's only $9.99 USD, but actually I only paid $8 as there is a 20% discount going on right now for the first 2 weeks of Fatekeeper's Early Access. Now, even though I did fork up the big bucks, it's a joke, to play this game, this video is sponsored by THQ Nordic, but they only gave me 2 talking points, and one was the price, which is an absolute steal, as it of course includes owning the full game when that day comes. This is probably the cheapest it will ever be, and I'll have a link down below. And the other talking point is 2 sentences long, so let's get it over with and just have some fun. In Fatekeeper, you'll venture into a handcrafted world where ruins whisper of past cataclysms. Master the art of sword and sorcery and forge your path with relics, spells, and choices that shape what you become in this first-person RPG. What'd you think about that? Done. All right, the rest of the video is all mine. So I'm going to preface here with a few things before we get into the gameplay details. So Fatekeeper just launched into early access on PC. Consoles are planned for full release. And early access, we're told, should be around 18 months or so. That's what they're planning. And throughout this period, the devs are saying that they're going to be putting out some updates, such as new content and new systems. Right now, early access offers, according to the devs, 2 hours of playtime. But I played through it already, and it took me over 5, so I don't know. Maybe I suck. I don't expect an open world game where you're going to different villages and gathering all these side quests and talking to a million NPCs, etc. This is more so, I would say, akin to Dark Messiah. If any of you remember that game from way back in the day. Awesome game. Very action focused, very focused on allowing you to have a ton of fun killing evil creatures, just in crazy, fun, cool ways. But there's also a decent amount of RPG elements to this game, which I'll show you guys here shortly, and I very much appreciate that. Now, to my surprise, Paraglacial, the studio behind this game, is comprised of only 13 people. And those of you who check out early access, I think will be quite impressed. Obviously, there's certain things that need to be tuned up here and there, but that's the point of early access. They want that feedback. They want to shape this game into the game that we all want. And honestly, it's already really fun in its current version. Let's take a moment real quick, though, to appreciate the music in this game. It's really good. It really sets the vibe. I like the starting screen too. All right, let's jump into it. Right when you get put into the game here at the start of early access, the first thing you'll notice are the incredible visuals. Everything just looks so good in the background as well as right in front of you. Some of the landscapes and the vistas in this game are jaw-dropping, to say the least. Look at this. It looks so good. You would never expect a studio of 13 to have visuals like this in their game. And if we come out here, I'll show you guys this creature here, which I don't know much about. I'm not sure if it's just not part of the game yet because it's early access, or if it's just later on in the game, but incredible attention to detail. Thought this thing was going to bite me the first time I was here, but you can actually pet it. Just doesn't get old. We go into the menu here. You guys can see kind of what this game is all about. We have our inventory screen here with a bunch of different ingredients and weapons. You have a primary weapon as well as a secondary weapon. There's a helm slot, body armor slot, amulet, and then you have 8 different ring slots. So you can stack up a bunch of, affixes on your character. One thing I really appreciate about this game is that with the weapons and the armor and the rings, etc., there's a lot of stats associated with them to make it to where, using different weapons and upgrading weapons, etc., feels meaningful, and it's exciting to get new things and actually look into them. A lot of games that are more action focused, they tend to be a little bit more streamlined and not have, sometimes they don't have any stats at all. In this game, you can inspect your weapons. Weapons have different speeds associated with them. For example, this two-handed sword is a weapon speed of medium, while the hatchet of swiftness is a weapon speed of fast. They both have different damage values and different types of damage. For example, this club right here does blunt damage, but it also has minus 15% move speed, while the axe here, the hatchet, doesn't have any penalty to move speed. And for the helm, you can see we have pierce and slash resistance. Stuff like that makes it exciting to put on new gear, and I'm happy that there is some depth behind this. Now you'll see on the right side here that my character is currently level 5. As you kill opponents, clear maps and stuff, your character will gain XP and you'll level up. And when you level up in this game, you get to spend skill points. Now keep in mind, everything is subject to change, evolve, etc., because we're early on in early access, but what a cool foundation here to character progression. We have all these nodes that we can go into that focus on different aspects of the game. I started going to the top part, which is more of a focus on stamina and health, while to the left it's a little bit more magic focused with mana and spell power and stuff like that. And you'll see bigger nodes along the way that give bigger passive boosts, but there's also a few nodes that actually have active skills that you can get from them. For example, right here, Flying Dagger, although it's a work in progress, we do have a description that says this will be a special hybrid attack where you use telekinesis to throw your dagger at a distant enemy and call it back afterwards. So it's a mix between passive and active, and I hope they keep adding to this and tweaking it to make it really good, because I do like the direction that it's headed right now. The more active type skills we can get, the better, in my opinion. And then we also have a journal and a glossary, which I don't believe we can actually use in early access right now. I'm sure it will be added at some point through the process. Let's talk a little bit about combat now. So we have a light attack, which does use up a little bit of stamina, a heavy attack, which uses up a little bit more. I have a block, and blocking attacks will also use up stamina, but there's also a parry if you time it right that will use up much less stamina, sometimes no stamina at all. There's a dodge, which uses up a little bit of stamina, and when you sprint, it also slowly drains that stamina. So stamina management is important in this game, and if you're worried about that or you don't like managing it as much, you can also focus on improving your stamina in the skill tree. But let's go ahead and move up here. We're going to follow this wobbling little creature here, and unfortunately for him, this is going to be the demonstration of the kick ability, which I love using in this game. So we're just going to walk up behind him here. There is a wind spell that I could use to achieve a similar effect, but we're going to use kick right now because it doesn't cost any resources, and he should notice my presence eventually. Bye bye. It wasn't the strongest kick ever, but it wasn't bad, right? And there he goes all the way down. So those are the basics when it comes to physical combat. But don't forget that as early access progresses and when the full game comes out, we're going to have more special attacks to invest into. And if you look in the controls of the game, we actually have a control here that is left control, is the button prompt, and it's called the Special Attack Enabler, which I'm assuming is going to allow us to use some of those cool skills on the node tree. But let's talk a little bit about magic now. I'm going to drink a mana potion to get some of my mana back here. And I have 4 different spells to use currently in early access. And the first one is a fire spell. And then we'll use an ice spell. And the ice spell actually slows down opponents, and sometimes it freezes them and allows me to use a heavy attack to shatter them, which is pretty cool. Then I have a telekinesis spell, which is good in combat for picking up items and chucking them at opponents. But it also has some utility uses as well. So this gate right here, I can't seem to get through it. But if we come around over here and skillfully jump to this ledge without falling to our death, if I look to the right and we break some of these boards, my character is so big and beefy that we can't actually fit through here, but we can use telekinesis on that lever. I'll let go, and it opens up that gate. And this should actually trigger a few creatures to show up right here, which will be a great time to demonstrate the last spell that I've seen in early access, and that is this wind push type spell. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get multiple of them or not, but we'll try to line them up. So let me just jump over here. Hey guys, try to get them to come to the ledge. Oh man, oh wow, okay. Hey, there he goes. And then we'll just... Oh man, look at that. Decapitated. Yeah, it can be pretty brutal sometimes, and I appreciate that. Wow, that doesn't look comfortable. And it's not just basic enemies though. I encountered two what I would consider pretty significant bosses, maybe actually three, in early access alone, and one of them I died a lot to. And also for combat, there's a ton of things in the environment that you can interact with to your advantage. As you're moving across the maps here, you're going to want to keep an eye out for different plants and different things that are on shelves. Right here we have blue dogbane. We'll pick that up, as all this stuff can be used in crafting alchemy potions. So we have some golden glow right here. I found a recipe for a grenade, and also you don't want to miss the chests on the map now. And scattered across some of the maps, and also at your, what I'm assuming is like a central hub. It's not explained that well in early access, but you can see we have an NPC here who looks like he's probably going to be my blacksmith at some point when that system comes online. I'm assuming that's what they're doing here. But at the central hub house type place, as well as on some of the maps, we can find an alchemy pot. If we go up to the pot here, you can see I have all these ingredients that I've picked up in the world, also recipes that you can have. And then we can take these and we can place them into the potion category, vial, or hand bomb. So if I take these crimson ward blooms here, they heal for 10 health. We grab them and place them here. I can create a potion here that's going to give me 30 health versus eating them individually. You can also click on vial, which changes it up a little bit, and hand bomb whenever that actually unlocks. When you do vial versus creating a potion here, you're able to apply some of these effects to your actual weapons as a coating of sorts. Some of you might be wondering, is there a story to this game? Yes, it's just not the focus of the start of early access, but Fatekeeper does follow a focused narrative path. At the start of early access, the game's current version right now, when you switch to different maps, a narrator will kind of give you like a quick lore, mild story summary. But when the game actually comes out, there's going to be a lot more to it, and you're also going to meet your rat companion, which is part of the story. He's kind of a funny one.
This shape could never manage a full mug, but I would not refuse a sip of yours.
Keep your filthy snout out of my drink.
Ah, well, it is good to be home.
A lot of different things going on in Fatekeeper, and it's only getting started. And like I said, it's only $9.99, and it's actually 20% off that $9.99 for the first 2 weeks in early access. Double thumbs up for me. I'm very excited to see where this game goes from here. I think this is the cheapest that the game is ever going to be, because I believe the price is going to increase by the time full release comes out. But anybody who buys early access, I actually bought it myself, even though this video is sponsored, you're not going to have to pay more when full release comes out. You actually own the game. It's kind of crazy that it's so cheap when it's already in such a good state. So really liking what I see here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have a link down below if you want to pick it up. Appreciate you using that link. I don't make money off of the link or anything, but I think it tells, you know, the company that I sent you there. It gives them an indicator of that. So thank you guys for using that. Super excited, super happy to be taking this as a sponsored video, because it's just a blast. I also have a full stream on my channel under the live tab if you want to watch me play it before I did this sponsored video, and you can see my genuine reactions to everything.